What the f you wearing, bro?
Yeah, man, got into crypto. Windfall, bitch. A couple of these altcoins in the portfolio went through the roof. And them NFTs I copped, yeah, up like 100x.
Whoa.
Thought my MetaMask wallet was gonna blow the server. IYKYK. If you know, you know. That's all I'm saying. It all tanked, bro. Some whales must have swam through. Rug pull on the NFTs. Market's on a downswing. ETH's dropping like a landslide. I'm hurting, baby.
Bro, that was 2 seconds ago.
You don't understand the game. It's brutal. You think you can Venmo me like $5, man? I'll get you back, I promise.
Yeah, chill, man. I got you. Jeez. That go through?
Yep. Took those $5, threw it down on a meme coin, a little gaming token I heard about on Reddit. Just did my research. Do your own research. It's not a big deal, so back to the moon. Hodl on this one all day. Oh, boy. You think you can Venmo me another 5 spot?
Hey there, YouTube family. Happy Good Friday to you. Like we saw in our intro video, Bitcoin cryptocurrencies are a roller coaster. It's a highly volatile asset, and you can be up 1 minute and feeling like you're on top of the world, and then you could be down in the gutter wanting to just dump your entire portfolio and just think it's never going up. But guys, I'm going to be breaking it down for you today. We're going to be covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, Coin, RIOT, and Mara, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of some hot news stories and perspective on where's this whole thing going. I think we've got a great show. Let's get right into it. I'm going to start right off with sharing a news story with you guys. Blockchain retail market size to top over 2 billion by 2028. There's a study that is showing that it is expected to surge from 172 million to 2 billion. So what are they talking about? We're talking about retail use of cryptocurrencies. So where are cryptos being used to purchase and buy or sell goods? Based on the current growth model of adoption and the use of cryptocurrencies in the retail space, they're saying that we're going to see a 45% year-over-year growth, driving us from about $200 million today to $2 billion in the next 5 years. That's the first thing I wanted to point out to you guys. This thing is slowly making its way in to everyday transactions, from pizza to houses to cars, and it's growing. And here's the important point that you need to note, that this is being seen by every company in the world. They're seeing the use of cryptocurrencies in transactions. And there's another survey, let me point this out to you, where 3 benefits emerged for people that have been being early adapters to the use of cryptocurrencies for transactions. They saw 40% of the customers that came to the table were brand new customers, people they had not touched. In addition to that, they saw that the transactions were cheaper than Visa and that there was literally no chargebacks, no fraud right now being used when people were coming to the table to buy their products with cryptocurrency. Don't underestimate how many transactions occur with credit cards that are lost or stolen and are being used to buy goods fraudulently. And when the seller allows those credit cards to be used, they lose the goods and they end up getting charged back, which means that they've lost their product and the money, and they're saying they're not seeing any of that with cryptocurrencies. And the final one that I know is really going to get the attention of the retail space is that when cryptocurrencies are used to make transactions, the transactions are 2 times bigger than when a credit card was used. So people coming to the table using their cryptocurrency to buy goods and services are making purchases that are twice as big than if they were to use a credit card. Now here's the main takeaway I want you to realize from these 2 surveys is that all of the big companies in the world are keeping a eagle eye on what's happening with this type of adoption. Before every corporate board in America right now are economists laying out these findings. And we are seeing this mass preparation for corporations to begin to get set up to take advantage of the change of the use of cryptocurrency. Now let's highlight who some of them are. Walmart, one of the biggest players, is currently filing patents right now to be able to utilize their own cryptocurrency as well as their own NFTs. This article gives us 3 key takeaways. Walmart appears to be venturing into the metaverse with plans to create its own cryptocurrency and collection of NFTs. Number 2, the big box retailer filed several new trademarks late last month that indicate its intent to make and sell virtual goods. Number 3, in a separate filing, Walmart said it would offer users a virtual currency as well as non-fungible tokens or NFTs. These studies and news stories are being presented so that you can understand that if the biggest store in the world's biggest store, Walmart, is hiring crypto managers and putting together entire divisions which are devoted to making their products available in the metaverse and through cryptocurrencies, then you have to understand every single company in the world right now is doing the exact same thing. Guys, believe it or not, and I've said it on this channel, you are still early to cryptocurrency. What you saw in that opening video is that the very earliest people that got in, they rode a roller coaster of going up and down. As I've said before, we are on the verge of government regulation, and even though some of it's going to hurt, some of it's not what we want to see, it is absolutely going to kick wide open the doors for crypto adoption. And right now, we've just come out of the bear winter. All of the prices on our favorite cryptos are down in the gutter, below 70% off still. There's buying opportunity. I'm going to break it down in the charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Coin.Mar, and RIOT and see what the opportunities are in crypto right now. And here's the thing I want you to understand. I'm going to be asked in the comment section, Josh, what about the Fed and the increasing rising rates? What about the bank crisis? What about the coming recession of 2023 or 2024? Isn't all of this going to bring Bitcoin back down to its knees? Absolutely not. I do not believe that narrative, because we are going to see that it is always innovation and technology that triumphs over recession and deflation. And so yes, this can absolutely be moving forward, making highs, moving towards the Bitcoin halving event, seeing wide-scale adoption, while other parts and sectors are seeing a fall, seeing suppression of manufacturing and the sale of goods. Bitcoin can absolutely be still moving up, and that's what I expect for it to happen. So we're going to get in those charts in just a second. The last article I wanted to point out to you is what a massive fight for talent is going on right now for the crypto space. Crypto companies and crypto projects are battling all of the big banks and the hedge funds for talent. They're looking for people with some background in finance as well as engineering, and there is a battle between the two. It's a battle between the banks and Bitcoin, the banks and crypto. So who can get the talent? And right now, cryptocurrencies are paying top dollar and pulling them over, while the banks are suffering from a loss of funds and are having to let them go. And so we're seeing right now this shift of talent. And it's extremely important that you understand where all the brightest minds go. That's where the future goes, and that's where the money goes. The banks are bleeding talent while crypto companies are sucking it up. Let me read this article to you guys. With cryptos going mainstream, there is now intense competition from major banks, investment banks, hedge funds, fintechs, and all sorts of other financial institutions, as well as Apple, Facebook, Square, Tesla, MicroStrategies, and other tech companies are looking to get into the crypto space. They need to find that finance crypto talent engineering to pull them in addition to the other crypto companies. A large number of job openings seek software developers and engineers, and these folks are in extremely high demand right now. And I just want to make this point. We saw this with Tesla. Tesla, even though we're moving into a decline, even though we're moving into a recession, the fact is they're still killing it with their numbers because there is still very high demand as people are moving away from one technology to another. And I think we're going to see that same exact thing play out in the crypto space. Yes, there's going to be industries that are falling apart, but we're going to see that these guys are still seeing an extremely high demand for their product, which in this case is cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency technology support, employees, talent is desperately needed all across the globe in every American company and in all of these crypto projects. Let me take a quick station break before I get into the charts on Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these others and just say, if you need better trade tools, then click on the link in the top pinned comment to take advantage of the current offer from the Mumu investment app. These guys are giving away up to 15 free stock. They're giving away a cash coupon up to $1,500. It would be put into your account and you could immediately begin to invest in it, as well as the fact that if you open up an account, they're currently offering a free 1 1-month subscription to Benzinga Pro, which is going to get you into that options game. These are all great advantages. Click on that link to get all the details. I use Moomoo every day, and I host a chat group on the app that's filled with knowledgeable people talking about stocks and cryptos all day long, 24/7. Get your free stuff from the Moomoo app and then come find the chat group and join the conversation. All right, I'm going to keep my analysis of these coins very, very simple today. We're going to start off with Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin is clearly trending up, but it's very, very likely that we're going to get a pullback. So I'm going to give you 2 levels of support. I'm going to give you a high level of support and a low level of support. What you guys do with that is your own business. You could consider taking a position at the high level of support and averaging into the position all the way down to the low level of support. Then you're not going to be timing it. You're not going to miss out on the move. So the high level is 26K. It's very possible that we're going to get a pullback, that we should at least pull back to 26K. But if we get a deeper pullback, I would expect that it could go all the way back down to 24,200. Now, it may not get there, but if we get some downward pressure on the markets or a really tough week, those are the spots where we're going to pull back to. I think it's pretty likely that we'll at least get to 26K. And if we get into a rough patch, we could get all the way down to 24.2, and of course the FUD engines will be firing on all cylinders, and people will be telling you that the move up is over, Bitcoin is broken, and it's going all the way back down to 10K from there. But it's not. It's just going to come down. It's going to hit that 24.2, and those who had the courage to buy are going to see the next move up to 30 or 32K. I think at this point, a move on Bitcoin up to 30 or 32K is almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. I believe we're going to get there. Let me talk to you a little bit more about what I see in the charts and why. Every single time that Bitcoin has broke above the 50-day moving average, now I'm looking at the weekly chart, every single time we've had a price move above the 50-day MA, it has led to a pretty large move. One of the moves, 2 moves back, if we look at it, we see that when we moved above the 50, we got a 300% move up after we had been into a bear winter. Well, we're above the 50 right now. The question is how high we're going to go up. We went up 300% once before when we made that move. If we did that right now, it would actually move Bitcoin to $70,000. Now, another time when it came back beneath the 50 and then moved back above the 50, we actually saw a 1,400% move up in the course of time. I am not suggesting right now that we're going to get 1,000% up. I'm not even suggesting we're going to get a 300% move up. Every single time we've moved over to the 50, we've gotten a big move. Right now, if we get to 32K, that would be just under 100% move up. And I'm going to relate this to some of the other big tech companies, which are a little bit more risk on. I've talked about them in the past. Tesla got down to 101. We shot all the way up above $214. Tesla gave us 100% move. We see the same thing in Meta. We've seen very big moves, well over 100% in these more risk-on assets. And so it would be absolutely nothing. The charts are giving us bullish signals. We're above the 50 RSI, the 50% mark on the RSI on the weekly chart, which means we're still working off of an oversold signal that we've got some months back. So I believe that since we're a positive above the 50% mark, we're in bull territory. We're working on a previous oversold signal, which would be a buy signal. And I think we're going to move eventually all the way back up. And at bare minimum, we're going to hit 32K. And when we get there, based on how the stock performs and based on how the current market is, the macro conditions, I will give you an updated prediction. But so far, every single prediction I've given you on Bitcoin in the last 5 months has been dead on. I really think we're going to hit 32K. All right, let's cover ETH for a minute. So my target for ETH is 2,200. And right now, similarly, we may get a pullback. I think the lowest that pullback could go would be 1,600. Previously, when we were above 1,700, I sold mine and I told you that we should test right beneath 1,400, and that's exactly what happened, and everybody that bought with me has enjoyed this beautiful run up. Now we're up here, and I think the ultimate end that we're going to see in the short term is going to be 2,200. But if the markets get rocky, we could see a pullback to 1,600. Now, in this case, it's not right beneath 1,600 that I'm identifying in the charts. It's a little bit above 1,600, so it could be 1,620. But if you put your buy target at 1,620 and it hits 1630 and never gets down to 1620? Don't tell me in the comments. This is a range. This is an area that I'm identifying. People may come in and buy early because they're more bullish on Ethereum and it may not hit that technical spot. There's the range for you guys. But here's the big news that I want to cover with you guys on Ethereum. It's the Shanghai update, which is right around the corner on April 12th. And here's what you need to know about it. It's going to unleash billions of Ethereum back into the marketplace, which could cause a lot of selling pressure. That could easily be what pulls us back to that 1600 level. But here's how I want you guys to see the way I view it. This could easily be sell the rumor, buy the news. It reminds me a little bit of what I see in pharmaceuticals. When pharmaceutical companies have a big lawsuit because maybe one of their drugs hurt people and they're going to end up with a $2 billion lawsuit. The entire time that that lawsuit is pending, okay, the stock typically is under downward pressure. But the minute that they go to court and the judge rules against them and they end up getting an exact amount, well, you got to pay back $2 billion. The very minute that decision is made, the stock shoots and goes up because now it's back into the world where it's predictable. That's what I see happening with the Shanghai. I think after the 12th of April, we're going to potentially see some volatility in Ethereum, but largely within 48 hours of the 12th of April, I think the markets are going to take the position that it's become more predictable and now can move up because the worst is behind it. That's how I see that affecting Ethereum. There are your price ranges. All right, coin. Let's cover Coinbase. I personally think I could have done an entire designated video to coin. The charts were very interesting to me, but here's the main takeaway. The fact is that everything is converging to a potential bullish move, but we do not have a technical confirmation that it has gone bullish. If you look at the big picture, if you look at the weekly chart, we are still under the 50 moving average, which means we haven't broke out. We don't have a buy signal right now, but we've actually the price has been compressing in a narrow channel and it's been moving towards expansion. So we're in compression, we're moving towards expansion, which means that we could either go up or down violently. I'm leaning towards the fact that coin is positioned to move up. Now, I want to remind you guys that when this stock was in the mid 60s, I said that it had much more room to the downside. And after I made that video, it fell all the way down to the mid 30s. Now, that was very, very close to the book value, which was around $25. We got around $35. And normally, a company can be evaluated 1.5 times book value. And so personally, I believe that the low for coin has been booked. But I don't have a confirmation of that because in the big picture, we are still making lower lows and lower highs. And so if we were just to go by the trend from the past, this should continue to make lower lows. But I believe we're in an inflection point on coin, and I believe that very, very soon we're going to get a confirmation, a buy signal on coin. If you got in right now, or if you had the courage to begin to dollar cost average in right now, you may get the lowest price. We might not get that confirmation until we get upwards to $70 to $80. But let me give you guys my price targets that I think if we get that confirmation, coin is surely setting up to hit. And that would be a back test, an initial back test to a minimum of $115. Now, we need to see a close above 80. There is resistance at 80. But ultimately, if we do get that confirmation, I believe we'll come up to 80. We'll have a little resistance there. And eventually we'll move up to $115 and that will be tested. Now, once we break above that 50-day moving average and we get that move potentially to 80 and to 115, if we took a step back, we might come and back test a lower support range. We would be on our way to $160. And if people think that we're going to get all the way back down to $35 or $40, it's just not going to happen. Where is support right now on coin? I see support at $58 and $52. If you want to be more conservative and wait, you could possibly get it at $52 if we get into a bumpy path, but it may never come back below 58. So to be clear on coin, we're in what I'd call a technical 50-50 range. The bull case could be made just as easy as the bear case could be made. We're looking for confirmation, but I'll admit, I lean towards bullishness for coin until the market shows me otherwise. And I believe that if we get those confirmations, there's a lot of room to profit on the upside right now on Coin. Okay, let's quickly cover Mara and Riot. Now, I am not going to cover Riot as much as I cover Mara, only because I have a lot more history trading Mara and a lot less history trading Riot, but I'm going to make distinct points for both of them. Right now, here's what I want to draw your attention to with Mara. Mara is beneath $8. $8 is sort of a suppression point, which means it's resistance. If we get a solid daily candlestick close above $8, that's going to shift Mara into high gear, and it's going to prove to me that Mara's got a bullish move ahead. Where is it ultimately going? I believe we're going to come right under $12. Somewhere between $11.40 and $12 is the target for Mara, but we're looking for a confirmation above 8. And then significantly, 9 is also an area of resistance. If we get above 8, then we're going to be watching that 9 very closely. When we get up to 9, we'll put our stop loss in. And if 9 breaks through, then we're on our way to $12. I also gave some predictions on Mara back when it was around $11. I told everybody, I said, this is going to go much, much lower. That's before Bitcoin had bottomed. And sure enough, Mara went all the way down to around the $3.50 range. And I had said that it could go as low as $2.50, but I want to be clear with everybody. We didn't get to $2.50. We got to $3.11, and I'm going to take $2.50 off the table. I believe that $3.11 is going to serve to be the local low for Mara. And I think that right now, when we get above $8, if we continue to see Bitcoin climb and ultimately get to 32K, I think we're going to be guaranteed at least a under $12 Mara. And if Bitcoin has more in the tank after that, target 2 for Mara would be as high as $20. But to see that, we would need to see it come up against that $11.40, $12 pressure range. We'd ultimately see it probably get rejected, backtest $8, and then eventually break through 12. If we ever got that breakthrough of 12 and a couple daily candlesticks closes above 12, I would say that it would be quite easy for Mara to get up as high as $20. But we got to take one level at a time. We're just trying to conquer 8 to get to 12. Okay, let me just quickly give you a couple thoughts on Riot. Riot, the chart looks way better than Mara and way better than Coin. Riot is what I would call, as far as the miners go, the best in class choice. I really should be more in Riot than I am Mara, but I just have more trade history with Mara. So in this case, I'm going against my typical trade philosophy of choosing best in class. Maybe I need to switch over. Right now, I've been a Mara guy, so I think I'm going to stay a Mara guy. But Riot is clearly outperforming. Just look at it. It's already has a solid close above its 50-day moving average. It's up above the 50% on the RSI, which is the relative strength index, which means that the bulls are in charge. So where is Riot going to go? My immediate target for Riot is $14, and I would say that we already have the confirmation that we should move up to that price point. When we get to $14, I will try to do another video on Riot to give you guys more details. It deserves more time. Anyways, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you. Enjoy your Good Friday and your Easter weekend. As always, guys, real quick, thank you for hitting the like. If you liked this commentary, then subscribe and hit the YouTube all notification bell. I just want to leave you guys with peace and blessings. I wish you all a wonderful weekend and great success in your trading. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.